This is a summary of the cafe discussions about what new approaches should be adopted to making export opportunities reality. And despite the questions at the bottom of that section, we tended to focus mainly on the impediments that Tasmanian producers were facing, and rather than on the marketing end. So I'll summarise those as basically people saw that there was a lack of vision. The Minister talked about vision this afternoon in his address, and it's come through in some of the summaries several times. There seems to be a lack of vision at all levels, from a state industry level right down through to a local level, where a number of producers might talk about working together, might talk about marketing or doing something new, but nobody seems to get together a coherent vision which people can work towards. It seemed, and there was a lot of discussion in both groups about collaboration to achieve scale through clusters, production and marketing clusters, or other forms of business models. And that led to the discussion of alternative business models as a function or as a mechanism for delivering value to consumers. Remarkably, in both groups we had several large companies represented, and it became clear that even some of the largest companies, agribusiness companies in the state, probably lack the resources to do the market research that might be required to tackle major markets from our perspective, not from Asia's perspective, in that region. The lack of knowledge and skills and attitudes, probably at all levels in the chain, came out in both groups and got quite a working over. So there was not just a discussion about knowledge, skills and attitudes for farmers, but also for others in the chain, and indeed the whole of chain understanding and market understanding, consumer understanding, was highlighted as being a powerful means of motivating changed practices within chains. And the question of who, once clusters got moving, or we're considering working together, who does the coordination? Who has the skills for coordination? And it was almost, in many instances, a professional job. And there was a suggestion about perhaps TIA should be doing some cluster research with case study clusters as to how they grow, or how they establish, how they grow, how the problems that they face, etc., etc. And maybe that's a thought for research funding in the future. But one point that did come out, and I might say subsequently came out in a discussion later with Chris Thompson, was the point about attracting that sometimes we need a circuit breaker, and sometimes that circuit breaker can be a large company coming into the state, investing, such as Costa's coming in with the berry exchange at Sulphur Creek and Elizabethtown. There needs to be a circuit breaker company come in and demonstrate what is possible, that has the expertise, that has the international networks, that has the capital to actually demonstrate that change can occur. In other instances, and Chris was pointing this out, that we have to, at times we have investors floating through the state, and they have money to invest now, right now, the next couple of months, but we don't have anything for them, and we can't get our act together in time for them. And so that goes together in almost a package of a readiness package for agricultural development, if I could put it that way.